What's up everybody, my name is ThymeShock, but you can call me Tater Todd, and welcome to a very early impression of the new Battlerite Royale. If you don't know what Battlerite is, it's basically designed to be like a MOBA, where you have specific champions who all have their own individual abilities and powers that they can use to their advantage, but instead of leveling up or collecting items to overall, defeat the base, you just go in an arena and you fight to the death, team deathmatch style, and it's usually 2v2 or 3v3. However, the devs over at Laszlo Studios have decided to change up Battlerite and give it its own Battle Royale mode. And I know what you're probably thinking, oh, well, they're just riding the Battle Royale hype train and copying games like Fortnite and PUBG. And you know what? That's okay in my book. In fact, this might be the correct direction to take this game. Hear me out. Now, all in all, I got to play about 2 hours of Battlerite Royale. Jesus, I cannot say that. Battlerite Royale, and I think the game is in a pretty interesting spot. Unfortunately, I would need much more time than we were given for this closed beta to properly formulate my opinions. 2 hours simply isn't enough time with this game to know, to be able to identify all of the positives and negatives, but I will say just after playing for a few hours, I'm eager to play more. I'm not very good at using mouse and keyboard just yet, so all the footage you're going to see is me getting my butt handed to me, but no worries, I captured a lot of interesting game elements to show all of you still. First off, you ride in on a giant wolf dragon bird thing, which is beautiful in color, by the way, and it's just absolutely awesome. I love the sound it makes every time I load into a damn match. It feels so cool, and I love it. I don't know what it is, but I love it. Now, of course, you drop into the map as you do with just about any Battle Royale game, and you hit the ground and you gotta take off running and search for loot. You'll discover different colored orbs scattered across the map that have different types of loot inside of them, kind of like a treasure chest. It takes a few hits to open them, but once you do, they burst open like a piñata, spilling all sorts of wonderful goodies, such as items, abilities, consumables, and even gold onto the floor. Yes, you heard correctly, your champion doesn't start out with all of their abilities, which is kind of weird for a game like this. Instead, you start out with only one ability and one consumable before the round begins. There is kind of a terminal before the game where you can purchase these abilities or the consumable with a starting amount of gold like you would do in League of Legends or in Dota. Now, you can obtain all your other abilities from the orbs you find or from a vendor, which we will discuss here in just a moment. When you come across new abilities and items, you'll notice they are color-coded. Green indicates an uncommon item, blue indicates a rare item, purple indicates a legendary, and finally orange. Oh, orange, how I love you. It indicates legendary. The legendary upgrades not only come with higher stats than the other items, but they also give you a legendary bonus. For example, when I picked up a legendary item, it gave me a legendary bonus that made me do 20% more damage to enemies who were below 20% health. Good for executing those people who are just shy of dying. These are by far, the strongest pickups in the game, and you should 100% be looking out for them. As you collect abilities and items, you'll notice that your champion levels up based on the items you have collected. If you come across a stronger version of an ability you already have, the game will automatically replace it for you once you walk over it. This is a super nice touch and keeps the flow of the game fast and exciting since you don't have to stop and read the description to know which is better every single time. The important part of picking up better abilities and items is that you level up and make your character much stronger, of course. The levels of each champion are also easily visible to not only you, but the enemies. So if you happen to come across somebody who happens to be much higher level than you, you might want to turn around and run like hell because they're going to see your level versus theirs, and they're going to probably destroy you if you can't get away. Before I continue, I know I mentioned something called a vendor earlier, and you might be asking yourself, what in the fudge Pop-Tart is a vendor? Basically, a vendor is a merchant that you can find at several different locations on the map, and they can sell you items, abilities, and even consumables. In order to buy something, however, you're going to need a good amount of gold on you. They're kind of expensive. You actually slowly gain gold over time, and as I mentioned before, many of those colored orbs or chests will drop various amounts of gold, but you can also pick up gold from players who have died, so it incentivizes going out, finding other players, and killing them to get even better loot. Sometimes a vendor can come in clutch if you're in need of something specific. Now let's discuss the map itself. The map is fairly large, and while it's not the craziest looking map I've seen, I think I have to hand that over to Call of Duty's new Blackout map. I mean, that is amazing. I haven't played Call of Duty in forever, but whoever designed that deserves a raise because that is genius. However, the map for Battlerite Royale is still a decently detailed map that offers a good variety of terrain and structures to fight in and around. In fact, one of my favorite things the map has is a bunch of tall grass that hides you, like in games like League of Legends. I really like this feature as it adds to the danger around every corner motif that Battle Royale games go for. I think it's also neat that they added a line of sight feature that works similarly like the Fog of War in League of Legends as well. Much like the brush that you can hide in, the line of sight mechanic drastically increases the feeling of dread when entering buildings or going around corners because you just don't know what you're going to find. I really love how they've created a nice mix of Battle Royale mechanics, but also MOBA mechanics, because I'm a huge MOBA player. I can't get enough. I wish there was new MOBAs coming out to play, but this is a good substitute. I love seeing items and abilities and consumables all mixed into a Battle Royale. It feels good. This is the first time I've really enjoyed a Battle Royale. Some other things you might find on the map are airdrops that bring down loot at different intervals of time. These are fun because you can often find people fighting over them, and sometimes you can even snag a legendary item from one. You can also come across these launch pads around the map that send you flying into the air when you step on them. This gives you a great bird's eye view on what's around you and lets you travel a decent distance too. And you can go in any direction you want. I really think that once people get more familiar with the map and the launch pads, I don't know if I want to say broken, but they are very useful to players, especially once you become familiar with them. There's also these things called, I think they're called healing crystals, or maybe a healing station, I can't remember. And they're spread throughout the map too. I don't have too much to say about them. I thought they would be broken, like players can go and heal off of them. But I only ever made use of one in my time with it, and I never saw people near them. I never saw fights near them, so I really don't feel like they were very useful, and I'm gonna need more play to see how that turns out. Real quick, some other things I just want to go over is that you can play solo and you can play duo. I played a little bit of solo and a little bit of duo. I got to play duo with my friend Nick, who actually gave me the key that let me do this and record this. So thank you so much, Nick, from over at the Players channel. I will put his channel down in the description below if you guys want to check him out. He does a lot of cool game stuff as well. And honestly, I much prefer duos because I enjoy playing with another person, but solo still felt solid. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Overall, I was very impressed with what I got to play. The combat felt tight, smooth, impactful. Collecting abilities, items, and consumables was a blast because you just never know what you're going to get, so each game feels unique to itself. I could understand if some people don't like that RNG, but I think that's to be expected with any Battle Royale game at this point. The consumables added a lot of fun and diversity to the game as well. For example, there's the stealth potion that turns you invisible for a brief period of time, but there's also an ultimate potion that automatically charges your ultimate. There's even a consumable that turns you into a barrel, and you can trick people into thinking you're an innocent little barrel, and then you pounce on them when they least expect it, and you explode. I don't know if you explode, but it's crazy. And there was a consumable that even let you put down a fake orb that when it was opened, it literally, like, you could open it yourself, which was weird, but another player could open it, and it would drop a load of TNT on them. Now, it doesn't hurt you, which is great. So maybe there's a way you could do that to set it up as a trap. I don't know. It was really cool. Unfortunately, I got footage of me opening it on myself, and that's how I learned that it luckily doesn't kill you, because that would have been embarrassing. But unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of it working on anyone else because nobody fell for it. I only got like 2 times, and the other time I had it, nobody fell for it. So, oh well. There's actually something I wanted to point out that I forgot to mention earlier, is that some of the champions were missing from the beta, and out of the available champions, some of them had their kits changed up a bit. So if you're a Battlerite veteran, or if you've played Battlerite even a little bit to know some of the champions, you need to go into this game mode expecting slight modifications to the way those champions play. Nothing necessarily felt super imbalanced or overpowered, but there was definitely a large skill gap between players, so until players get their hands on it more, it'll be kind of hard to tell if you can play and win as anything, or if there will be a set meta. I assume there will be a set meta and there will be some adjustments needed, but honestly only time will tell. That's something you just need players to get their hands on it for a longer period of time. Other than that, the only thing I can think of that I'd like to see added or improved at the moment is the color of loot that indicates how rare or strong an ability or item is. As someone who is colorblind, this isn't necessarily the easiest to do when you're running around, and it would make the game a bit smoother for someone like me if it was implemented. It's important to remember it is just a beta and things are still subject to change, but ultimately I think this is a very good direction for the game and I cannot wait to get my hands on it again. And with that said, that's all I've got for Battlerite Royale. Unfortunately, I didn't have too much time with it, but it should be coming out, I believe, like September 28th or something like that. So I will hopefully have a video to cover that when it comes out to see what it's actually like when I get more time with it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're as excited as I am for more Battlerite Royale in the future. If you have any questions or are curious about anything that you see in the video that maybe I missed or didn't talk about, feel free to ask in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer as soon as I can. Remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more of me, and don't forget to ring the little bell after subscribing to be notified of when my videos go live. Please take care of yourselves and have a wonderful day. Peace out.